All right, so let's get into some news real quick, and then we'll continue with the reviews. But Nick has to get out of here pretty soon, so I'm going to do this news story real quick. So, Ezra Miller finally broke their silence after a reign of terror that they've been doing for the past like a year, 6 months, pretty much.
It's when did that choke slam video come out? That was
That
like
was
what
over
20
a year ago.
That was like I think that was like way before that. That was like before Justice League was even coming out.
Yes,
wasn't
yes,
it?
it was. Yeah. So that would have been that's at least 2
It's
years.
that's like 4 years at least.
Yeah.
God, that's crazy. Yeah.
So we discussed previous. I was with Chris, who is from the Black Stubbs podcast. We were talking about in our discussion about DCEU and how to fix it. That Warner Brothers was weighing like 3 options that they were considering. There was like rumors that they were kind of bouncing around 3 options for the Flash movie and what would happen with it. And one of those options was that Ezra Miller would go seek treatment, give an apology, and then that they would continue on with the movie. So I guess that was the option they chose with this, instead of the other ones being one they would scrap it, and then the other one being they would just completely ignore it altogether with Ezra Miller and then proceed on with the movie with just not having them do press for it. So here, Ezra Miller, this is via Variety, and I'll put the article on the screen after I read it. In a statement provided to Variety by a representative of the actor, Miller broke their silence about the troubling behavior they have exhibited in recent years, which has led to a series of legal issues and assault and abuse allegations. Miller has also apologized for their actions. Having recently gone through, this is the quote, by the way, from Miller, having recently gone through a time of intense crisis, I now understand that I'm suffering complex mental health issues and have begun ongoing treatment, Miller says. I want to apologize to everyone that I have alarmed and upset with my past behavior, and I am committed to doing the necessary work to get back to healthy, safe, and productive stage in my life. Now, most recently, Miller was charged with felony burglary in Vermont after state police investigated an incident involving several bottles of alcohol being taken from residents while the homeowners were not present. The actor made headlines in 2020 after recordings surfaced in which they appear to be choking a woman outside of a bar in Iceland. No charges were filed. The actor has been arrested twice in Hawaii this year, once for disorderly conduct and harassment. In the Hawaii incidences, Miller pleaded no contest to a single count of misdemeanor disorderly conduct and paid a $500 fine and a $30 in court costs. The harassment charge was dismissed. So yeah, I mean, a lot of different issues that have been going on with Miller, just one after the other. It kind of seems like, and it's put kind of Warner Brothers in a difficult position because you have this big movie that's looming, this $200 million+ movie that's coming. What to do with it? How successful is it going to be? This is supposed to be pretty big for them, and kind of the future of this. So I'll let Nick go ahead since he wanted to kind of be a main person to talk about this. What are your thoughts on the Miller apology?
Okay, so first things first, just being somebody that has studied mental health and has had their own issues with it, you can't strong arm somebody into seeking treatment. They got to be the ones willing to go out and seek it themselves. And if they are serious, if Ezra Miller is 100% serious about actually seeking treatment, good on them. But that doesn't excuse you from being a fucking cunt. Or terrorizing people that they've been so happy to do for years. And just, being a comic book fan, loving characters like the Flash, it's embarrassing to have his name associated with it. And just also because they are non-binary, it's a blight on that community. How many fucking conservative talk show hosts are looking at him and saying, see, this is why we need to take their rights away, because we get assholes like this running around. And also, I think I tried to bring this up last time I was on here. Just having this guy get treated with fucking kid gloves while he's been an actual fucking terrorist. Meanwhile, Ray Fisher calls out Joss Whedon for being a dickhead, or Leslie Grace, who did nothing wrong and gets her movie up and canceled, and Ray Fisher gets blacklisted. Meanwhile, he's guaranteed a theatrical release for a $200 million sinkhole that has gone through how many fucking directors, been in development hell for years, and gone through so many great people like Dan Trachtenberg, Rick Famuyiwa. Fuck. It's embarrassing that we still have to talk about this. That he wasn't pulled off the fucking movie after the choke slamming video. Like, what the fuck, Warner Brothers?
Yeah, it looks really bad too because Warner didn't say anything after the choking video. People forget that. They really were just kind of like we're gonna hide in the bushes, like that Homer gif. We're just gonna let this die down. like we're playing GTA. We're just waiting for the cops to die down, and that's exactly and that's exactly what they did. And here's the thing that's so frustrating about this. The thing I've always said about Marvel when it comes to their brand, is that it's a brand that people trust. Like, whatever the fuck you want to say about Phase 4, it's still a brand that people are supporting. And trust can be broken really easily. And the thing is, with this fan base, they've promised them, hey, we're getting you a Green Lantern show. What's the last thing we fucking heard about that? We promise you a Constantine reboot. We've heard jack shit about that. Like, there's so many. You can only empty promise your fan base so many times, so till they start to turn against you. And look,
and even then, just breaking that trust with your fan base, having projects like Batgirl, like Blue Beetle, where they were like finished principal photography, promotional images have been released, and they up and canceled them. So why the fuck should we trust Warner Brothers whenever they say they're going to make anything anymore?
Exactly, and it's one of those things where oh yeah, by the way, Warner Brothers Discovery, they went ahead and eliminated 4 top execs who work for Oprah's network, so all women, which again, just like, you see the snowball that's going on with this company. It's like, this is really bad. Like, last time I was on here, I said, I'm like, this could be not the end of the brand, but this could be so damaging they may not come back for a decade. And I wasn't kidding when I said that. And just the more they pulled, how many episodes of Sesame Street? Like 300 today or something like that. And they pulled like 26 shows. Like, they don't know what they're doing.
26 shows, including canceling fucking Close Enough, Infinity Train, and now apparently Young Justice is getting the axe also.
Yeah, that hurt. Like, I as a Young Justice fan and a Teen Titans fan, I was just like, oh, of course. So I'll just say, if they say something's renewed, like James Gunn come out a couple weeks ago and be like, Peacemaker is safe. I'm like, I don't know. Like,
that was a couple weeks ago, dude.
Yeah, I mean, because shit's moving real quick and
quick. And he said he's not starting working on it until after Guardians 3 comes out, which it's a long fucking time with this fucking chain of command at Warner Brothers.
Yeah, a lot could change between now and May of next year. So, everyone going like, we're getting more Peacemaker, we're getting more Harley Quinn. Let's calm the parade down, because we may not be. But
I mean, Peacemaker's probably fine. I mean, he's white, so he's probably in the clear.
True, but and Nick and I have talked about this off mic. When you're a minority, whether you're gay, whatever part of the spectrum you're on, you're already behind the 8 ball to an extent anyway, let alone by doing dumb shit like this. And to Nick's point, this is going to be used as, like, I've said this on my show so many times, when you accept a superhero character for a role, you're embodying that character for millions of people, and there's a responsibility to that. And I understand some people are just like, oh, it's just an acting job, whatever. For a lot of people, it's not.
Not to us, dude.
Yeah,
not to fucking us.
Because Chris Evans will forever be Captain America to a lot of people. Like, I mean, a version, because Anthony Mackie's the shit. But like, he'll always, he'll be Captain America to people. Robert Downey Jr. can retire from acting now because he's Tony Stark. Like, like, so many of these actors and actresses that inhabit these people, it means a lot to people. Plus, you can work the fucking con circuit for the rest of your life if you get tired of acting. So when you sign on to take on one of these roles, it is responsibility. And I was never crazy about Ezra's Flash anyway, to be honest. There are a few moments where I was like, okay, he might have it, but I think he runs way too shitty to be the Flash, to be honest. But,
He runs like he watched a video of Conor McGregor strutting and just said, "Let's do that at super speed."
You remember when Ace Ventura in Nature Calls gets like tranquilized by like, that's how he runs. Like it bothers the fuck out of me. So you know, like I have to put that caveat out there. This is disappointing as hell because now, as Nick said, the whole Ray Fisher shit, live action Cyborg is probably off the map for, I'll be conservative for once and say like a decade. So that's one of your best characters. A guy who led the fucking Justice League, he's gone. What do you do with the Flash now? Do you move on to Wally West? Do you recast Barry Allen? Like, do you take this character off the map after the Flash movie? Like, who the fuck knows? But what the hell do you do for Prince?
Or do you just like have the fucking movie and the very last shot is them panning up and suddenly it's Glenn Powell playing Barry Allen?
which I would not mind at all. But the last thing I'll just say real quick before we pass it back or whatever, that statement,
it rings so hollow, especially just because it came out so recently after Warner Brothers laid out their like 3 options.
Oh God, you know what? Fuck it, it's me. I don't care. It rings so much like Deshaun Watson's latest statement, where I just went, "Yeah, I don't believe you for a fucking second." Like it rings so hollow, and it comes across shittier. Like it would actually probably be better if they just came out and went, "Yeah, I did it. Fuck you." Than, you know, this half-ass apology. And you know, it was clearly done so Warner Brothers can still release the film, because make no mistake, this shit's getting released. That's the only reason why.
And the second whoever Warner Brothers has eyeballing him, tailing him, watching him like fucking like white on rice, he is gonna go right back to doing this fucking crime spree.
Let's see here. House Doggett, hey, thank you for the follow. Thanks for coming in. House Doggett also.
What up, puppet?
What else? They also mentioned
Will
that
Smith loving this.
That is true. It takes all the attention. I mean, Will Smith probably takes all the attention away from me, what he's doing now.
Thank God.
Wow. If they bring back the Snyderverse, Hunter gonna burn Discovery to the ground. You were not wrong. Oh God, please don't even put that on the fucking
dude, I was talking about doing that if they had like touched Blue Beetle. Like, come on, nerds. Shit, they canceled Young Justice. Come on, nerds. We ride at dawn.
I mean, that and the Black Canary movie and that Zatanna movie and that Supergirl movie that's supposedly done, like, there's a lot of shit that's probably gonna get canceled before fandom, and we're not gonna be thrilled about it. So if you're a DC fan, yeah, it might be rough seas here.
It's gonna be a rough couple of years for you.
Let's see. So with the apology here, it wasn't even really Ezra Miller. It was just his representative. So it wasn't even.
That's the other shitty thing. It wasn't even him like apologizing. He was doing it through a representative. So my guess, this dude is fucking off doing whatever he's doing, and he had his rep ghostwrite this apology for him.
Pretty much. I mean, when they discussed the different options, I said that Ezra Miller would have to come up with something. I mean, really like something emotional, something like maybe a sit down interview with Oprah, Gayle King, or something to really. I mean, and even then, in your words, I mean, this would have to be magical, because like, what are you gonna say that's gonna make up for all of this? I mean, even if you better
be going for a fucking Oscar in your fucking interview with Gayle King.
I mean, and even that, because it's like, you know, so many things against them, and then also like there's also, I don't think this article even mentions like now he's got like
the grooming.
Yeah, it does. I don't think this article even mentions
the grooming, the cult.
Yeah, it doesn't even mention that he's got like a compound and guns on the compound and all this other stuff. Like, I don't think the article even touches on that. I don't think, which is another set of worms there too. So it's like, what the fuck? So, I think the best option is for them. I said it before, was just to recast Ezra. I mean, that's with this whole Flashpoint movie, just at the end, just okay, you got Wally West or Barry Allen dies, and then he sacrifices, his life for in the
Yeah,
Speed
but
Force or whatever.
it's like that shot. That shot you see of the trailer looks like he just finished running, and camera pans up, and suddenly it's a different actor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
honestly,
that's kind of the best course of action, I think, if you do that, because you can't continue with Ezra Miller. It's just
No.
you can't.
no,
you
no,
can't.
no.
Fuck no.
It's just too much baggage. You can't continue.
The thing
Yeah,
is,
at this point, he is way more trouble than he is worth.
like, how the fuck do you do press for this movie? That's not enough people are asking that because you can't interview Ezra because what the fuck, like, what are you gonna say? Oh, these questions are off limits. Who the fuck's gonna listen to that? I'd be like, no, actually, we need to talk about this. So, what you just roll? I mean, you could roll Keaton out there. People love Keaton, and just be like,
And he's like, "Fuck, I didn't even remember I shot this movie."
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I have my, yeah, I just walked into my walk-in closet and grabbed the bat suit. Like, they didn't need a minute.
Yeah. Michael Keaton
Yeah,
doesn't know
what
who
do
Ezra
you
Miller
what do you
is,
talk to Sasha? Talk to Sasha Kalia? Is like, hey, when can we see that Supergirl movie? Oh wait,
About that.
Yeah. House Doggett said only real question: one black Wally West or ginger Wally West? I don't know. They might go ginger Wally West.
I mean, I'm biased. I would love Black Wally West, obviously, but I'm also still bitter about how he was handled on the CW shit. So I think we need a Black Wally West, but I'm gonna be mad at Ginger Wally West.
Yeah, with the and this kind of goes into kind of a lot of other stuff going on with HBO Max, Warner Brothers. Well, I guess we'll talk about it real quick because we already mentioned it. The whole them canceling 36 titles, removing 36 titles from HBO Max. Stuff like Infinity Train, Camping, Vinyl, Mrs. Fletcher, Run, Sesame Street, and then they said a large part. This is also via Variety too. They said that a spokesperson for HBO Max attributed the decision to the pending merge on the platform Discovery Plus, which is also owned by Warner Brothers Discovery. As we work to bring our content catalogs together under one platform, we will be making changes to the content offering available on both HBO Max and Discovery Plus. HBO Max statement reads that will include the removal of some content from both platforms. Taking the titles off of, this is just Variety here, taking off the titles from streaming would also help Warner Brothers Discovery cut costs by removing lesser watch programs to save money on residuals. An exact date or time when the titles will be taken off has not been announced. Yeah, I mean, it's the thing with this whole with HBO Max. A lot of people love the platform because of the catalog that it had of all the different stuff, and then plus I don't think they're not even going to do the Studio Ghibli stuff anymore.
It had the single best catalog out of every single one of these streaming services. It had all of the HBO stuff. It had the DC universe. It had fucking Cartoon Network, Ghibli, Turner Classic Movies.
Yeah, it had all this stuff on it.
It had. Did it have like Criterion on there too? I think it did.
I think.
Or was that Hulu?
Was
that Hulu?
I think that's Hulu.
I think. Still, great fucking library. And if you're gonna merge, why not just put all that fucking shit on Discovery over to HBO Max?
Which makes no fucking sense.
Not like
it's the other way around.
It's like you have brand recognition with HBO. Duh, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And B, who the fuck has Discovery Plus?
Yeah. I mean, what are you getting? I mean, what does Discovery have that is people want to watch?
Honey Boo Boo, fucking 90 Day Fiance.
I mean, I think they have that.
Tips.
They have that.
Fucker's about to bring back Big Ed.
I think this Discovery Plus has that documentary with like Armie Hammer coming out. You know what I mean, about him eating toes or whatever, him sucking on some toes or some shit.
It's got Dr. Pimple Popper in Love Off the Grid. Like, you guys didn't know that? And Ghost Adventures.
House Doggett mentions that HBO Max they used to have Crunchyroll too. Oh, I didn't know that they used to.
That's the one I was thinking of. Thank you, Doggett.
Yeah.
Well played, puppet.
Discovery's got Hitler documentaries that are like way too like loving about Hitler.
Just
Oh, I've seen Trump documentaries too, but it's,
yeah.
okay, that's not fair. Hitler joined the army.
Jesus.
Cheers.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of the thing of like you got this big catalog of stuff, and especially the animation. People love their animation.
Mhm.
They go crazy for that shit.
Which,
So, dude,
thanks to walking Dick Cheese Zaslav, shit canned.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's not even going to be still available on the platform, which pushes people to go like, see,
Mhm.
this is why you try to get more physical media. So if you have physical media,
Thank you. That's
you know what I
about what I
mean?
was about to bring up.
You know. And it just kind of, I was having this discussion. I want to let you, I'm going to kind of get you guys' opinion on this about streaming services in general. Of are they even that profitable for these companies? Because Netflix came out, it was big, it was the number one thing, people loved it. It was kind of the only really thing on the yard. But then now,
Mhm.
pandemic kind of started to
Yeah,
come
it was.
around.
Yeah, it was pretty much like the streaming service before everybody started. It was like the video rental thing. It was like online streaming, and then I think back in 2012 they started rolling out original content.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds about right.
Mhm.
Then all this other streaming services, Amazon Prime, and then HBO Max, and then Disney Plus, and then now you start to see all these slew of streaming services, and then
Mhm.
did the market just become so oversaturated that they go like, well, you're looking at what happened with Netflix. It's subscribers are just leaving Netflix one after the other, and they're having a huge purge there of
Well,
subscribers.
motherfucker, they canceled Santa Clarita Diet and they gave 365 Days 3 movies.
I mean,
Yeah.
is
They
it?
gave
Which,
Addison fucking Ray a movie. They gave 3 kissing booths.
by the
They
way,
made
women.
Tall Girl. They made Tall Girl 2
Yeah,
with a
and
third one on the way.
women have better standards in your trash, for fuck's sake. Okay, like seriously, a third three
If
hundred
you
sixty
just,
five days
dude,
movies.
ladies, just say you want to watch porn. It's fine, and it's
Yeah,
free
yeah.
online.
I would respect that more, honestly, because I mean, goddamn, those 365 days movies are just
Are
they're really
maddening.
they're torturous,
Mhm.
honestly. Like
Yeah,
it,
but yeah, but going back to your point, Josh, I think it's less about oversaturation of the market with all of these streaming services. I think it's more how a lot of these services are putting out content. I feel like when HBO Max was in their prime, they were the guys that were more the creator driven stuff. They were putting out even like the lesser known stuff like Hacks or Sex Lives of College Girls. Those were like given full creative control by the showrunners. Stuff like Barry was really huge for them, and Netflix pretty much just became driven by the algorithm to just get those big first week streaming numbers.
Mm, Hunter, what kind of you thought?
And even the other streaming services, they did the week to week model where we saw Mandalorian is trending every single week for like 8 weeks straight. Boys every single week for the 6 weeks that it was on. Fucking Barry, Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, all of those shows are consistently like trending on Twitter. Meanwhile, Netflix, The Sandman, 1 week and then kind of falls off.
Well, I mean, Sandman is
yeah.
huge for them. I mean, Sandman is pretty big. It's like one of the number
Yeah, but
one.
how big was that? How big was the drop off? But the within like 2 weeks of it coming out.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
pretty big. Yeah,
It,
not something like Euphoria, which was huge. Yeah.
Which also week to week airing.
yeah. True.
Mm.
Yeah, it's weird with these streaming services because Netflix kind of spoiled us on the all at once model, which for the viewer is amazing because I can watch a whole season in a day. But if you're trying to keep your subscriber base, making it weekly, that's how you keep them on the hook. So that's why Disney Plus, like, say what you will about Disney, between Disney Plus and Hulu and ESPN, they're beating Netflix in subscribers already, and they've only had Disney Plus for 3 years. Like,
Yeah.
that's insane. Like that speaks to the model. So
Yeah,
that's why you see.
and also for the most part, Disney Plus has been putting out like really good content and like really, really popular content, like the Marvel shows, like Star Wars, all of that stuff. Hulu has been consistently good with, their exclusive partnership with FX, with stuff like What We Do in the
Yeah.
Shadows, The Bear, fucking Reservation Dogs.
Yeah.
And Hulu's putting out a lot more original content now with their movies that are really starting to hit, like between
just now with the whole 20th Century Fox merger, all of those originals are going to Hulu, and they're fucking killing it. Stuff like Fresh, stuff like Prey, stuff like Palm Springs, all of that stuff is amazing and coming out on Hulu.
Yeah. We just talked about also Pam and Tommy, which was a limited series that they did on Hulu that I thought was pretty good. Thought that was pretty solid. So yeah, I mean, and then especially Disney Plus. I mean, you do the whole bundle, ESPN, you can get it, and also the Hulu stuff you can also get. And plus, they own everything basically. Disney, they own Marvel, they own Star Wars, they own Fox, so they can do. They have access to all these different franchises and properties that they can use. That also is very valuable. But I guess I don't know. I want to know if the big wigs over at Warner Brothers is really looking at it and going like, is this very profitable for us? Is HBO Max a good thing for us?
No, Zaslav is purely looking on cutting costs for the short term. He's not thinking about what any of his actions are going to do in terms of faith with its shareholders or faith in its subscriber base or people that want to view your shit.
Yeah, because I know Warner Brothers, they came into the deal with a lot of debt. They came into the deal with billions of dollars in debt.
Which no fucking billion-dollar company on the earth doesn't have billions of debt either.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. And see where it goes. I mean, these actions will probably people go like, well, if you're gonna get rid of stuff that you own that's on this platform, why am I keeping this platform? You know what I mean?
Stuff that's done and is just waiting on post-production and not shit can.
Yeah.
And even removing stuff from your platform so you don't have to pay residuals, which I've read a couple like legal stuff that stuff is kind of shady at best.
Yeah.
And possibly open them up to like antitrust corporate merger lawsuits.
Interesting.
So one thing I am gonna that does hold me back from saying HBO Max was the best streaming service. The fact that all their shit is not in 4K when 4Ks exist is the most fucking frustrating thing in the world. I hate it. And they've had that, and the app has been around for enough time that they should have upgraded that. Even their DC stuff that they own is not in 4K. I'm just like, why the fuck isn't this in 4K when I own it in 4K? Like make your shit 4K and for what's $16.99 a month, something like that.
Yeah. It's probably the most expensive of these streaming services.
Yeah.
But if you asked me a year ago, I would say just by quality of content alone, it was kind of worth it. However, since you're fucking removing shit, I might cancel my HBO.
And that sucks to say because I love watching the Studio Ghibli stuff, but
yeah.
And
then the price is going to increase when the merger happens, when it becomes Discovery, Warner Brothers Discovery. It's going to increase.
Oh, perfect.
Get fucked, Zaslav. Canceled.
I would want to know because Doggett asked, "Are you going to cancel HBO Max after Harley Quinn finishes up this season?" I want to know how many streaming services do people typically have? I want to know. I should probably look this up. How many do people typically have, and what are probably the ones that people probably most have?
I would say conservatively, conservatively, I'd probably say 2 or 3.
Yeah,
2 or 3, not including Amazon Prime, because most people have an Amazon Prime subscription, and that's included.
Yeah.
And
then Prime includes so much because of the 2-day shipping, the free Twitch subscription, the free year of Audible, the music.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of content.
Entrepreneur.
Beat me to it. Yeah, well played. But yeah, I mean, God, I have. Fuck, what do I have? I have Netflix, Prime, HBO Max, Apple TV. Hulu.
Paramount Plus
already. I do have Paramount Plus. God damn it! So that's 6. I think that's all of them. Yeah.
Peacock. You got Peacock.
Yeah.
Fuck! I have Peacock too. God damn it.
Just had to get that Fresh Prince in you.
Yeah, but it sucks because streaming has become cable, which like I think we all knew was kind of coming, but it sucks because there's certain shit you can only watch on cable. It's like, well, then I might as well just have cable, but then you can't do that because streaming has certain things. Like it's just a big shell game, and like I think what will happen in the next decade when several of these streaming services plummet to the sea, companies will start like consolidating and being like and offering more of like the Disney Plus type bundles because yeah, like it's stupid. I have to have Peacock so I can watch The Office. Like I really fucking hate that, and it really bothers me. But everyone, like the pandemic made people subscribe to a lot of different shit, so I kind of get it. But yeah,
Dogga just Hunter is funding that second season of Bel Air.
Yeah, just with Hunter's subscription. Yeah, funding the whole second season. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah. And see, I think some of the stream. I have Disney Plus. I do that with the Hulu, and then I do HBO Max. Then I do Netflix. I cancel every now and then because I maybe go back to watch a certain show, and then I'll cancel it, and then I'll maybe come back when another show comes back. Like Stranger Things, I re-upped again for Stranger Things. This part 1, part 2, and then Sandman, and then I'll probably just cancel it again, probably eventually. But yeah. So I kind of go back and forth between kind of those ones. I think I have like 3 that I do right now, just with Prime, Max, and then Netflix. What about you, Nick?
So the ones I pay for Prime, I pay for HBO Max, and I pay for Disney Plus. Those are the big 3 that I actually have an account that I subscribe to. My sister, I use her Hulu and her Netflix, which I don't even use her Hulu anymore because internationally everything on Hulu airs on Disney Plus. So yay.
True. Get a VPN, people. It's worth the money.
Yeah, you could do that too. Get a good VPN.
Net privacy and region lock content.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm that person who like has all the subscriptions, so I have like 3 or 4 people using mine. You're welcome, by the way. But it's just
I should probably start charging my sister for using my HBO Max and Disney.
Oh yeah, my sister's last year like, "What are you getting us for Christmas?" I was like, "Free Hulu and Netflix." What do you like?
You're using my Disney Plus account and apparently giving out my password.
Yeah, I had to subscribe to the upgraded like 4 or 5 screens or whatever on Netflix of that shit. I was like, "Oh,
damn,
thank
isn't
you."
That like how much is that? That's like 20 plus, ain't it?
It's like it's like 20. Yeah, it's just like God damn it, Netflix. Yeah, no, it's really there's nothing worse than it's like, oh, I'm gonna watch this thing super stone. Oh, you've used your maximum amount of screens. God damn it, like it's fucking terrible. So yeah, thanks Netflix for just being greedy bastards and continuing to. Apparently, they're gonna up that price. There's gonna be another price hike because they're offering that ad-supported tier. So apparently, so I'll be real. If Netflix hikes the shit again, I might go ahead and just go like, yeah, I'm gonna cancel you for a minute and wait until another original show like Russian Doll season 3 or something comes back. Because
shit, yo ho, pirate's life for me.
Yeah, people just go back to pirating.
I'm getting over Netflix. Yeah, because I'm getting over Netflix just being like, oh, let's just raise the price more. It's like, you could stop doing that.
Canceling good shows and you're raising the price. I mean, yeah. Dogga said Hunter spends his money on weed and catfish. Okay. Hunter's eating pizza right now.
I am eating pizza. If I had the motivation to cook catfish, I would have. And dude, weed with catfish is fucking amazing. By the way, dog. Come. All right.
Damn, if I weren't government employed with subject to random drug testing, I would 100% do that.
Fair. Someday.
Yeah. So that was news. Warner Brothers coming out. Ezra Miller and
fuck Warner Brothers.
And
just in summary, fuck Warner Brothers, fuck Discovery, fuck David Zaslav.
I will say multiverse is a lot of fun if you're playing that, people like that.
Oh yeah, That's
I mean,
fun.
that's free to play. So I mean, see, there is something free for
Wait a
Warner
second.
Brothers.
Hey, just give it time.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Every
can
time
play
you
multiverse.
every time you
Multiverse is a
click,
lot of
it's
fun.
$1.
Yeah. And
No,
Yeah,
Zaslav will
it
look
really
at
is fun.
Zaslav will look at that game. Anybody in there with color?
Right, right. Bugs is looking a little gray for my liking. Oh shit.
Yeah.
They made Shaggy look a little brown in there.
Right.
Uh,
Steven, this isn't your universe.
yeah. I mean, it's a fun game. People want to check it out. Multiverses is pretty good, and it's free.
It really is fun. Like, I'm being a dick, but it is a lot of fun to play.
It is really good. I play it a lot. I play it quite a bit. Streaming, so it was a good time to play. I usually play Jake. Doug had said Multiverses is great, even with all the greediness behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like EA made it. I was like, oh my god, that's.
But I'm gonna let
2K, pardon me.
Nick head out of here. He's got to go. All right.
Yep.
All right.
Good to
Bye.
see you, man.
Yeah, it's great to be back, and you'll probably see me in the next couple weeks when I get it settled back in the U.S.
Yeah. So you said you'll
stay
be
tuned
back
for that.
September 7th? You said.
Yeah, September 7th is when I'll come back on the show.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that'd be awesome. Yeah. What comes out September?
Yeah, it's the
7th?
first time I'll be able to stream it in the same time zone. Well, one time zone over.
Yeah. I wonder what comes out September 7th. I gotta see. Yeah. Yeah. But I'll see you then, man.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Take care.
See you, fuckers.